Coming up on SUTV, we'll let you know about the loss of the Shakespeare Festival founder.
And we'll update you on the coronavirus. Stay tuned.
Welcome to SUTV. I'm Caden Smith.
And I'm Morgan Crookston.
Fred Adams, the founder of the Southern Utah Shakespeare Festival, passed away. He founded the festival in 1961, and it is known to be one of the most prestigious theaters in the nation. Since opening, it has received the Tony Award for Outstanding Regional Theater, an Emmy Award, and the Utah Best of State Award. Due to the popularity and rise of the Shakespeare Festival, it expanded from the Adams Memorial Shakespeare Theater to 3 larger theaters: the Randall Theater, the New Ingolstadt Theater, and the Eileen and Alan Ann's Studio Theater. The 7'2" statue of Adams stands outside the festival gift shop. Numerous members of the community have left flowers in his honor. Utah Governor Gary Herbert said he truly was the visionary behind the Utah Shakespeare Festival. Fred was one of a kind, and he will be sorely missed.
Preparations for the 2020 census are underway, and students need to be aware of how to be accurately counted. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, when responding to the 2020 census, college students need to be counted where they live and sleep most of the time as of April 1st, 2020. For students of Southern Utah University, they need to report if they live on a campus, off-campus in private shared homes, or apartments, unless they live with their family in Cedar City. To ensure an accurate and complete census, the Bureau wants to make sure that students are aware and informed.
Southern Utah University hosted EnCircle as part of their Apex Speaker Series, according to SUTVNews. EnCircle is a nonprofit organization dedicated to offering places for LGBTQ+ communities to come and feel accepted. EnCircle have houses in Salt Lake, Provo, and will be opening their 3rd home in St. George on April 18th. EnCircle offers therapy sessions, friendship circle support groups, music nights, and a safe space for LGBTQ+ expression. With much of their funding and operations coming from donations and volunteering, EnCircle explained how excited they are to engage with the community in Southern Utah. SUU hosts Apex speaker events every Thursday in the Gilbert Great Hall from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
SUU celebrated beauty this Valentine's Day with an event titled T-Birds Make SUU Beautiful. Our reporter Jie Fu has the story.
On February 14th, 2020, Valentine's Day, SUU held the event of T-Birds Make SUU Beautiful. The event started at 5 p.m. in the ballroom and is free for SUU students with valid ID. It's also open to the public. To cater to the atmosphere of Valentine's Day, pink chocolate are placed in each table in the ballroom, and free pizza and zebra cakes are also provided.
So my name is Alexis and I'm an SPB assistant, so I just help out with pretty much anything that my director needs for the event. So I've just been setting up tables and tablecloths and balloons and spreading out the beads and stuff like that. The event is called T-Birds Make SUU Beautiful, and it's so that we can just get people together and have them write each other notes if they want, or they can make bracelets or take pictures with each other. So it's just to get people together in a positive environment.
At this event, participants can write letters to anyone they love, DIY bracelets, and take pictures. Since it was Valentine's Day, many couples came to the ballroom to make bracelets. There are different materials and colors for making bracelets. Participants can also find letters with their own names on the table to make bracelets. There are also many good friends who make friendship bracelets and write love notes to each other. A girl said that although she did not have a boyfriend for Valentine's Day, she still feels so happy when she stays with her friends.
Having a great time at this event. It's been so much fun. I'm just writing a couple Valentines for my little sisters. And we're all Star Wars fans, so they all have Star Wars puns and stuff.
Well, that seemed like a really nice event. I'm glad that college students can find an affordable way to show their love and appreciation to their friends and their family members and their significant others, and, you know, writing letters and making bracelets.
Yeah, and exactly, and that's something that, you know, we need in our communities, and I'm also glad that, you know, InCircle is providing these facilities for members of the LGBTQ plus community to be able to express themselves and to feel accepted.
I agree. You know, a safe space for them to be able to, you know, be welcomed into our community. I mean, they exist here. They should have services. Coming up, a new Alabama bill that could change men's lifestyles.
And news on the Boy Scouts of America filing for bankruptcy.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Of deaths are rising as over 73,000 cases of the coronavirus have been reported worldwide. This morning, Lu Ziming, director of the Wuchang Hospital in Wuhan, China, died from the coronavirus. China is designating the medical workers who die combating the virus as martyrs. American passengers aboard the Diamond Princess cruise ship that is quarantined in Japan are in the process of being evacuated. Those Americans already infected are on the shore of Japan undergoing treatment at 2 United States military bases.
Republicans across the country are fighting for men's reproductive rights after a proposed Alabama law would require that all men get a vasectomy after 50 or after the birth of their third child, whichever comes first. According to USA Today, the bill-sponsored Democratic State Rep. Rolanda Hollis said that the proposed bill brings perspective to overall reproductive health, including Alabama's controversial abortion ban. Hollis said that although many see the proposal as outrageous, people should view trying to dictate a woman's body with the same view.
Young men across the country are reeling after the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday morning. The century-old organization faces more than 300 lawsuits from men who say they were sexually abused as scouts. Bankruptcy has been in the cards for the BSA since 2018, according to NPR, and the organization is planning to create a trust fund to provide compensation for victims. The Boy Scouts of America National Chair Jim Turley wrote a public letter announcing the decision and encouraging more victims to come forward. The organization will continue to run Scout programs throughout the country as they set more funds aside for the trust.
I think coming forward is such a brave step, and I'm glad that the Boy Scouts of America are making steps in righting that wrong, you know, taking care of the victims that, you know, they weren't able to take care of beforehand.
Well, exactly, and with an organization of that size,
exactly, millions of members worldwide.
Yeah, they need that kind of framework in place for these types of incidents, and I think building this trust is just that step to get that process started.
I agree, and I'm looking forward to see what kind of a positive effect that has for other institutions that are facing the same sort of scrutiny.
Definitely. Alex, what do we have coming up in the weather?
The snow started to melt this last week. Stay tuned to see if winter weather is coming in the end of February.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to SUTV. I'm Alex Greenwell. Today here in Cedar City, it's currently 39 degrees. The high today is 42 with the low going to be 21. And then as we move on to sunset at 6:14, we should see lower temperatures happening. Then if we move on to later on this week on Wednesday and Thursday, we should see sunny skies throughout this next few days with a high of 44 on Wednesday, low of 15, and then a high of 46 on Thursday with a low of 23. Currently in Cedar City, the humidity is 41% and air quality is good. Moving on to the week forecast here in Cedar City, we should see sunny skies all the way from Thursday up to Friday with the temperatures going from the low 40s up to 55 on Friday to start off that weekend. Our lows for this next few days are going to be from 21, 15 up to 30. And then on Saturday, we should see a little bit of snow. It might not stick around though because of the 44 high on Saturday with 24 degrees being our low. And then we're moving back into sunny skies for Sunday and Monday next week. Moving on to St. George, it is currently 55 degrees down in St. George. So always it's going to be hotter than here in Cedar City, but we still have those sunny skies throughout southern Utah. The high for today is 60 degrees with the low going to be 33 later on tonight. Sunrise was at 7:18 this morning and sunset is at 6:17 later tonight. Moving on to tomorrow, down in St. George, the high is going to be 60 degrees, so we're getting warmer weather as we move on to spring with a low of 32 at night, and on Thursday we should see a high of 64 with a low of 35. Currently, humidity down in St. George is 22% and air quality is good. Moving on to the week forecast, like up here in Cedar City, we're going to see sunny skies from Tuesday all the way to Friday, with our high going up to 69 on Friday to start off the weekend with that warmer weather, with the low being 42. And then on Saturday, we should see rain down in St. George, no snow, with a high of 55 and a low of 37. As we move on to the weekend, we should see that rain and then sun on Sunday and Monday with our highs at 62 and 60, with our lows being 37 and 30. Moving over to Bryan Head right now, it's currently 36 degrees with our high at that 36 and our low at 10 degrees later on tonight. So if you're up enjoying the slopes, make sure that you're all bundled up because it's not quite warm enough to not have a jacket up there yet. Sunrise was at 7:16 a.m. this morning and sunset is going to be at 6:13. With the sunny skies, we're going to continue that on for Wednesday and Thursday. Tomorrow on Wednesday, the high is going to be 30 with the low at 5 degrees, and on Thursday it should be a little bit warmer with a high at 33 and a low at 10. Currently, humidity is at 34% down in Bryan Head, and the air quality is good. Moving on to the week forecast, we should see sunny skies from Tuesday to Friday, with the highs going in the mid-30s up to the high 30s on Friday, with a high of 39 and a low of 17. Then as we move on to Saturday, we should see snow, with a high of 30 degrees, a low of 8. And then for Sunday and Monday, we should see sunny skies, but on Monday, be careful because the low is going to be at 1 degree later on that day. Thanks for tuning in for the weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for the weather update, Alex. Pardon me.
That's crazy that it's going to get that cold in Bryan Head. I'm glad that it's going to stay a little bit sunnier. I'm not really looking forward to the snow, but like Alex said, I hope it doesn't stick around too long.
I agree, and we're going to have a little bit of whiplash, right, coming up and throughout this weekend onto Friday. It's going to be in the 50s, and then it's going to probably snow on Saturday and Sunday. You know, it's February, and we're in Utah, so the weather is pretty temperamental like that.
Yeah, but, you know, we'll see what they get.
Exactly.
All right. Kurt, what do we have coming up in sports?
Guys, the NBA All-Star game this weekend was amazing. The break was amazing. After the break, we'll have a whole recap for that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Thank you, dear. You're very supple. It's like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
On average, I spend 8 hours a week on the road. It's important to me to make the right choices when I drive. And she's the reason why I support MAD.
Welcome back to SUTV Sports. I'm Kurt Meekum. The women's basketball team, fell to the Sacramento State Hornets on Thursday night, 71-62. The Hornets scored the first points of the night, but SU responded and traded blows to only trail by 1 at the end of the first quarter and went into halftime tied at 33. The T-Birds came out of the half cold, which proved to be the turning point of the game. The T-Birds scrambled to only 11 points in the third quarter, while the Hornets built momentum, scoring 21 points. The team outscored Sac State in the fourth, but it wasn't enough to pull ahead as the team eventually fell for their 7th conference loss of the season. The T-Birds were led by Maddie Eaton, who scored 16 points, including 7 of 8 from the line. And junior forward Jessica Chapman posted her 3rd double-double as a T-Bird, scoring 14 points and grabbing 10 rebounds. Rebecca Cardenas also finished in double figures with 11 points and added on 2 steals. After the game, head coach Tracy Sanders discussed their plan to be ready for NAU over the weekend.
You just got to sit on it for a minute, and I'm sure they're disappointed. You know, the coaching staff is disappointed in how we executed tonight, and so I think, just sit on it and talk about it tomorrow.
The team took Sanders' words to heart and bounced back to take down the Lumberjacks 82-64. SUU had a big second half with 46 points to separate themselves from the Lumberjacks, and Harley Hansen led the way with a season-high 27 points and an impressive 57% from the three-point line. Cardenas added 8 steals and 19 points, moving her into 7th place on the SUU all-time scoring list. The win puts the T-Birds record at 13-10 overall and 7-7 in conference play as the season winds down before the Big Sky Championship tournament in March. Moving on to the NBA, the Slam Dunk Contest is always one of the most enjoyed events over the All-Star break, but this year's ended in controversy. Miami Heat forward Derrick Jones Jr. and Orlando Magic forward Aaron Gordon squared off in the final round, and both put on performances deserving of the slam dunk title. For his final dunk, Jones would pull off an impressive windmill dunk from just inside the free throw line to earn a 48. Gordon, who had earned all perfect scores throughout the contest, would get Boston Celtics 7'5" center Taco Fall to stand in for his last dunk. Gordon jumped over Fall, leading to excitement from NBA players and fans around the United Center. But the judges decided to give Gordon a 47 instead of a 50, handing Jones Jr. the dunk contest title. Gordon now says that he is moving on from the contest.
I feel like I should have 2 trophies. You know what I mean? So it's over for that. You know, we're here to do 4 dunks. You know what I mean? So it's out of 4 dunks. It should be the best out of 4 dunks. I did 4 straight 50s, 5 straight 50s. That's over. It's a wrap, you know. Let's go home. 4 50s in a row in an NBA dunk contest, it's over. But I don't know. Who's running the show?
The 69th NBA All-Star Game took place on Sunday, but it wasn't like other All-Star Games. LeBron James was voted as a team captain, and he chose for every member of his team to wear the number 2 in honor of Gianna Bryant. Likewise, the other team, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo, all wore 24 in honor of Kobe. There were many tributes in honor of Kobe and Gianna, who both passed away only weeks ago. The new format for the game saw each quarter have reset scores, and the winning team received $100,000 to a charity of their choice. Going into the fourth, the score was 133 to 124 in favor of Team Giannis. However, instead of playing another time quarter, the teams played to 157, which was 24 more than the leading team, a nod to Kobe. As another nod to Bryant, the teams actually played hard in the fourth quarter, with the game coming down to the final possession. Fans on the internet voiced that they enjoyed the new format more than the old one, and Team LeBron beat Team Giannis in the close contest 157 to 155, while Kawhi Leonard won the first ever Kobe Bryant NBA All-Star MVP award. After the game, LeBron shared his thoughts on Kobe and why this game meant so much to everyone.
Able to do off the floor, on the floor as a competitor, as a champion, someone who strives for excellence every single day. But we also saw, the father he was as well to his beautiful daughters and to his wife. The things that he was doing, winning an Oscar, just doing so many things that was just that people would aspire to do, and gaining inspiration from him.
That's all I've got for you guys today. For SUTV Sports, I'm Kurt Meekum. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks for the sports update, Kurt. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Parade of Homes.
And a look at a photography meetup in St. George. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Special Agent Diana Berrigan from the TV show White Collar. Did you know that it wasn't until 1972 that the first female earned an FBI Special Agent badge? Now, women are helping solve crimes around the world in faraway places like Sarajevo, New Delhi, Lagos, and Tbilisi. To all our women fighting crime at home and overseas, thank you for keeping us safe. Happy anniversary.
Welcome back to SUTV.
Caden, what's going on around campus?
Well, we've got a lot of things this week. Sophomore summer registration opens today. So if you are a sophomore, you need to make sure you get registered for those summer classes. Jason Harding, the principal pianist with the Utah Symphony, will be performing a concert tonight at the Thorley Recital Hall at 7:30, and that is free and open to the public. He'll be performing some of the classical works by Liszt.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Yeah. And you can also come and learn how to negotiate a raise for your job, and that's being hosted by the Financial Wellness Center, and they're going to teach you the tools that you need to get paid more.
That's important.
On Thursday, you can visit the Health and Wellness Fair from 10 to 1 in the Charlene Smith Ballroom. They're going to teach more about topics like nutrition, sex, stress, immunizations, and fitness. And they're also going to have crumble cookies, so you need to make sure you get one of those.
Very important.
There's also a free student recital on Friday at noon in the Thorley Recital Hall, and you can come and listen to your fellow T-Birds perform their pieces.
Well, thanks for the update, Caden.
Yeah, definitely.
Photographers and models from around southern Utah met in the heart of St. George on Saturday, January 8th. Our reporter, Alex Greenwell, has the story.
Creative minds from around southern Utah gathered in St. George for a photography meetup led by organizer Addie LeDuc and her company, Southern Utah Curators.
The thing that made me want to start this is because I used to be a part of one that I was in northern Utah. And then I moved down here, and there were so many people who would reach out to me and ask if I wanted to do collaborations or models who would want to shoot with me. And there were so many ideas that I wanted to do, but I knew that they were kind of bigger than just myself. So what I wanted to do was reach out to those models and reach out to the photographers and just say, hey, let's do it together. Because it's so much better when we can work together than against each other. So that's kind of where I wanted to stand from, because there's so many photographers and so many models in Utah. It's hard to even start or know where to begin or get a footing anywhere.
Many photographers and models alike came together and said that they enjoyed having a place where they could creatively work with other people and network. Additionally, it was a confidence booster for many of the people that attended the event.
Well, Southern Utah Curators always is appreciative of anybody who will come, models, photographers, anybody who's creative. Makeup artists are great too. We do monthly meetups, which is great. We do them all around. We try to do Southern Utah, so not just St. George. Sometimes we'll go closer to Vegas. Sometimes we'll go up to Cedar. We try to reach out. So if you're ever in the area, say give us a follow and try to check it out.
Reporting for SUTV News, I'm Alex Greenwell.
An orange tabby cat was found with an arrow through its head this Valentine's Day. The rescuers have named him Cupid, and he is recovering from surgery at a local pet hospital. The arrow is believed to have been there for about a week, and the process for removing the arrow took a total of 2 hours. Cupid stayed in high spirits throughout the procedure despite his pain, and still has a long recovery ahead of him. So far, Cupid has a great appetite, adores people, and all he wants to do is snuggle.
The St. George Area Parade of Homes is well underway, and my co-anchor, Caden Smith, has the story.
30 homes in Utah's largest parade of homes are open for public exhibition in St. George, Utah. The 2020 St. George Area Parade of Homes is celebrating its 30th anniversary and is sponsored by the Southern Utah Home Builders Association. An estimated 37,000 attendees are expected to walk through the featured homes during the duration of the parade. When building the homes, builders are conscientious of the natural beauty of southern Utah.
A lot of times we kind of say we want to blur the walls from indoor to outdoor, and so we've created these outdoor spaces that are just so inviting to feel like they're inside space.
7 of the 30 homes are priced at over $2 million, and one exceeds a staggering $4 million. The price and extravagance of the homes are not their only appeal. La Maison Blanche, home number 20, is owned by YouTube star Dan Markham of the YouTube channel What's Inside. Markham is not only able to exhibit his home, but provide an opportunity to connect with his fans.
I know for us as YouTubers, I felt like this is a great opportunity for our fans to come to our house, because a lot of times fans come to people's houses, but they just do it where they just knock on the door and they're like, hey, we see you on YouTube, and that's not the appropriate way, people. If you're listening, it's not as nice. We love you and we want to meet you everywhere except for our home. It's nice to have a safe place.
Between the jobs created, home sales, and tourist attention, the parade is expected to bring an estimated $917 million in economic impact to southern Utah. As you can see here at home number 11 Family Ties, the St. George Area Parade of Homes is well underway. It will continue until February 23rd, 2020. For SUTV News, I'm Caden Smith.
Thanks for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Morgan Crookston.
I'm Alex Greenwell.
I'm Kurt Meekum.
And I'm Caden Smith. Today we leave you with the beauty of Snow Canyon, courtesy of our reporter, Race Knudsen.